All right, guys, thank you for coming to my channel. So as promised, I said I was going to share with you how the Lord changed my life. All right, so listen, party girl, that was me. I love going out. I love partying. I love having a nice little drink, having a good time. Yes, I was having a good time. Yes, I was. But guess what? No, I wasn't. I did have fun. Now, I had fun. I had fun friends. We went to places. We traveled. We had fun. But I was just in darkness. And the thing is, you don't know you're in darkness when you're in darkness, because darkness is fun. Darkness is fun. Sin is fun. Sin is enjoyable. So you don't think that you are. But what with me, and I'm sure you've experienced this, is that no matter what I was doing, I found that when I was to myself, or just certain times, I wasn't okay. There would just be this sadness in me, this sadness. And it was like, yo, what's up? But I didn't even think about it. I would just have more drinks and went out more and hung out with my friends and went out to eat and got everything done, go to the beauty parlor, go shopping, hang out with my friends, go on a date, whatever, be admired, oh, you know, be in the arm of a cutie. But listen, yo, it wasn't enough. And just one day, and then I was going to church at times when I would feel like, man, I need a change, and I'd go to church, and boy, if I wasn't disappointed with the saints, okay? Just the things that I experienced, their love was very conditional. It was very subjective, and so I immediately tied that to God, because I did not know God. I grew up around a Christian house, but I never knew God. If you grew up around a Christian house, you knew pretty much you're going to do what they say. So you don't have a personal relationship with God. And guys, it just took me going through different things in my life. And there are times where God truly came through, you know, near-death experiences, bad things almost happening to me, being sad, being down, going through depression, all these different things. And God will be there for me. God will be there for me. I remember one time I was crying and crying and crying so bad. This was like years ago. I had to be like 21, 22. I was crying out. I was just in so much pain, just emotionally. I was crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And I remember, I think I was saying, God, I forgot, I think. And guys, I was in my room. I was alone. The room was completely dark. And suddenly I felt a presence there in the room with me. It was like, and it wasn't scary. It wasn't spooky. It was so much love. And I knew where it was coming from that dark room. Even though there wasn't an actual light, it felt like light. I was on the bed, and I would say right over there, I can feel a presence like nothing I've ever felt in my life. But I knew it was right. And it was just a love. And I remember sitting there. I felt like this has to be an opportunity. I believe it was God. God could have sent his angel. I don't know. Because, you know, there's men that talk about having seen angel, or the Bible, right? They fall at the feet to worship because they're that powerful. But let me stay on target here. And so I said this. I said, please help me. Please help me. Please help me. And guys, I fell into the most peaceful sleep I've ever felt in my whole life, And from that point, my life started to change. Things started to get better. But of course, what happened? I went back to, what? Yeah. You know, that's what we do, right? God comes through and we go back to ourselves. And life just occurred. Things was going good, whatever. But you know what? God wasn't in it. But I was on this road, and still things start to happen. And what happens, things get more and more heated in your life for you to truly understand who God is. And so I said, all right, God, I'm going to come to church. I'm going to serve you. And once again, I'm in the hand of the church. And now, let me tell you something. When I commit, I commit. So if I'm going, I truly want God. My heart is open. I'm not going to go there with my tainted eyes. I want the Lord. I want accountability. I'm going to get with people that I feel that are stronger than me as Christians and will hold me accountable. But you know what? I was highly disappointed. But this time what I did was I said, God, if you are truly real and you exist, please, God, I want to know you. I want to know you. And God said, okay, get on up out this church. And I was nervous about that because I was like, what? Should I be in church? God was like, nope, come to me. So I went through this whole stage where, guys, the Lord came to me. I called out to him and I asked him to help me. He came. It's like I just felt his presence around me. And in spite of all the things that was going on, see, you're gonna have to go into my playlist about, it says my testimonies and my testimonials, and I'll give you more, you'll get more detailed information about that. But what I'm saying, God just came and he got me. You understand? And then this time what I did, I said, Lord, I sit at your feet. Please help me. And I remember the Lord said this to me, allow me to introduce myself. I'll never forget it. Allow me to introduce myself. And he sat me down and showed me where to go in the word. And he talked to me, guys, in my spirit. He allowed me to speak to him and tell him my heart. And he spoke to me and he kept me in the word and he kept me in prayer and kept me in his presence. And the whole time I felt like I was in this encapsulated bubble. He just kept me. And he kept me, and he kept me. And guess what? During that time, he showed me me. He showed me my mistakes. He showed me where I went wrong. He showed me who I had to forgive. He showed me who I needed to apologize to. He showed me all these things. Even a supervisor I couldn't stand. This person had done so much. I was irritated. But in that, the Lord showed me where I went wrong and said, I'd like you to call your supervisor and I want you to apologize to your supervisor. And I was like, what? But guys, I was desperate enough for Christ to do that. I was desperate enough to reach out to people that I know probably felt I was just wanting to talk to them. But you know what? I did it. And guys, when I did that, he started to change me on the inside. On the inside, I started to have compassion on people that I should be mad at. And he helped me. And not until I obeyed him in walking through all of that, after he brought me to him and let me cry and let me talk and bless and bless me with encouragement and word, and then said, okay, time to forgive, time to ask for forgiveness. I know you didn't do anything. I know you feel, but still do it. It is for yourself. Do it. Do this, do that, give. Do this, do that. When I did all those little things that I didn't want to do, but because I love God enough, that was when God started to transform me even more. And that was the only time after I did that was when he started me doing these videos. I wasn't even thinking about any videos. I was like, okay, time to retire, pop smoke, move to Florida, you know, get with my family, whatever. But I was like, no, you're going to be right here for a little longer. And this is what I want you to do. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm still hoping that the Lord will release me to go to Florida so I can go be with my family and be like a hop skipping away from Jamaica. But you know what? I'm being obedient in what he tells me to do right now, right? So guys, what am I saying? Guys, Jesus is so real. He is so real. He's real. He's real. He's real. He's real. He's real. Guys, oh my goodness. That was one of the things. I didn't think he was real. It wasn't even like I was even thinking if he was real or not real. I just wasn't thinking anything. I looked at my life and how it was and was like, okay, whatever. And a lot of times disappointment and hurt, I was like, yo, God don't like me. So, all right. And I really felt that way. God doesn't like you. Look at everybody else. They're getting married and this is going on and that is going on and it's so whatever. And I'm not saying that I didn't get my chance to get a ring and all that good stuff. But the thing was, I didn't have God in anything. And when you don't have God in your relationship, the enemy is going to come in and all those things are going to happen. You understand? So I totally had a wrong approach, wrong reaction to everything that occurred in, you know, my past relationships. And we were all unsaved, just doing whatever we want to do. And then even when I was in a relationship with a person that was saved, we still were not doing things God's way. So when you do things God's way, the enemy's going to come in and everybody cancels each other out. But guys, what I'm telling you is Jesus Christ is absolutely real. He is manifested in my life. And you know, people be like, well, prove to me that Jesus is real. You know what? That's going to be hard for me to do. I can only tell you my testimonies, and you should just hope that he reveals himself to you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to come to you like that. If you have an attitude of he needs to prove himself, then you're going to be highly disappointed. And because at the end of the day, God doesn't have to prove anything to you. He really doesn't. He really does not. And I'm thankful that he chose me. I'm thankful that he chose me. Guys, I should have been dead a long time ago. There have been many opportunities and many times that I was faced with death and even wanted death. You understand? I longed for death, but God would not let it happen. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to start crying. I can't begin to tell you where he's brought me from, guys. He's brought me a long way. And so that's why I'm so passionate about what I do here. Because you know what? There are people like me that was just lost and didn't know. You understand? You feel like nobody wants you because of how things are going in your life right now. Sometimes you may be in a place that financially things are not going the way you can't provide for your family. You can't do for yourself. People have walked away from you. People have left you. But I'm here to tell you that even in your darkest place, if you cry to the Lord Jesus Christ, he will come and he will help you and he will save you. I am very happy because I look and I see so many people who have died, so many people who have died at the hands of others, being at the wrong place in the wrong time. And I want to tell you that many times I reflect and I look back, things that I've forgotten about, that I myself was at the wrong place and at the wrong time. And the Lord still saved me. So guys, everything that we read about in the papers and in the articles and we see, you have to realize it could have been you, it could have been your family. But God found it fit to save me. And so what I'm going to do, as much effort as I used to put into sinning and partying and doing wrong and being grimy and doing wrong and hitting people, you understand? It's the same way I'm going to have the same passion and tenacity in the things of God. You know, sometimes people may think, if you look at my things, you'll think, oh, I hate church and I hate church people. No, I don't. Because there are some good churches and there are good church people, but it's a very small percentage of them. I'm passionate about seeing the atrocities that happens and then souls are lost. I'm not even so much upset at people, but the spirit behind it. And I'm also upset that there are people who have left God because of church. I was one of them. And I was gone for a long time. I was gone for like 20 something years, just gone. There's people that's done that and they didn't get to finish. They didn't get to come back. They went too far. There's people who've gone back to drugs and gone back to the world because of the things that happens in church. So we have to call it out because there are a lot of bystanders in the churches that's not speaking up. That's not helping anybody, that don't care because they're good. And so it's people like me that was this way even when I was unsaved. I was this way before. I always stood up for people. I told people that I wanted to be an attorney when I was coming up, but deviated and joined the military and did other things, went into the medical field. But even then, I still had an opportunity to be an attorney because guess what? I was in charge of people. I was running a clinic. I ran, I was overseeing people, hiring, things like that. And a lot of times you had to go and be an advocate for people. And I did that passionately, especially when people are being done wrong. I was, first of all, an advocate for myself. So I would go up the chain of command. I will boldly go to those places nobody wants to go to on behalf of myself, definitely on behalf of my soldiers, my civilians, whoever. I was never afraid to stand up. So now guess what? I have the same personality in the things of God. I don't like foolishness. I don't tolerate it. And my goodness, when the Holy Spirit comes upon you and he's in you, you have a passion and you're grieved in your spirit when you see things going on. Listen, Jesus went in the temple and overturned tables and took time to make a whip. He didn't go find a whip. He made a whip and then went in and whipped people, okay? He had time to calm down when he was making that whip. So you know he was upset and just absolutely grieved to take the time to make it and still had enough fire to go in there and whip people and turn tables over. Because guess what? The thing that he's looking at is souls. You see, people may look at the fact he turned table over. It had nothing to do with him turning the table over. He's looking at his place is not a place of profit. And he's looking at how this affects souls. And that's where I'm at. Understand? I am a soul winner. I'm going to come at you when you're wrong, you know, for the sake of the unsaved and the believers who are weak and afraid to stand up. Arlene is not afraid to stand up. I'm not afraid to go upstream. Anyway, enough about me. Let me get off my little tied soapbox. And yeah, so you want to know a little bit more about me, go into my testimonials and my playlist, check it out, and you'll see the things that I have experienced. But my stories are not to be like, look at me. No, look at God. Look at what God can do. And he can do the same for you. Me being here is not because I deserve. I'm here by the grace and the mercy and the power of the Lord Jesus Christ. There's a time I was looking like silly. Well, not exactly. I always kept myself together. But no, I've had my silly moments from The Color Purple. Okay, looking in the mirror, looking sad with 2 plaits in my head. But hair breaking off from depression. I've had, like, my hair was long, and then I got so sad my hair literally like just broke off in the middle. Short, and then the sides were still down, but it was thinning. Been there, done that, honey. And guess what? God came and he got me, and he can do the same for you. And I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about men. I'm talking about everybody, wherever you're at. I dare you to ask God to come into your life, and not because you want to get stuff, okay? But because you know he is God and he will take you the rest of the way. All right, guys, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.